can see along with the PowerPoint presentation. But regarding travel, I was thinking to share that. And so what was the transition, Mrs. Burgos, that you wanted me to talk about?
That we try to get them here at a good time. And for those coming from Albuquerque and Phoenix, it's a little more difficult, but they will be able to find their travel information on the parent portal, correct?
Yes, so as Mrs. Burgos said, we've just completed purchasing all of the airline tickets. When I'm back in the office on Monday, I'll be making PDF copies of those and emailing them out to you so you have your confirmation number and you can see who else is on the same flight as you are. But in addition, we do enter all of the flight information from your ticket into the parent portal. So if you were to log in today, you would see all blank information, but probably late next week, you'll also see all of that detail there. So you'll have it in two different places, in an email, and then it'll also reside in the parent portal.
Thank you. All righty. So your big sibling should have contacted you. We sent out that email earlier this week. So every first year student will be assigned a second or third year student, or sometimes you'll get assigned two students. So lucky first year girls might have two big sisters. Make sure you have transportation to the airport. Your parents usually take you to the airport or you arrange for transportation to the airport. Your parent can take you to the gate, but part of today is so that during the breakout rooms, you can meet all the other students that are flying together. So for example, out of New York, I think I have 13 students flying all together. So your parent may not need to take you to the gate if you all talk about what time you want to arrive to the airport. And all our third and second year students will wear their Andover sweatshirt from this year. So make sure second and third years, you don't forget to wear your Andover shirt. When you arrive at Boston Logan, stay with a third year because you actually get picked up at Terminal E. So you have to take a little shuttle to get over to Terminal E. They have already done this only once, but they have already done this and hopefully they'll remember how to get on the shuttle and make it over to Terminal E. At Terminal E, and there's usually TAs at the airport who can direct you. And they will also have an Andover shirt on. And this year, I believe the color is teal. So like greenish shirts that you should be able to recognize. And so then you take a bus from Boston and you arrive at Andover at Snyder for registration. So registration, what does that look like? You will be dropped off at Snyder, which is our newest building on campus. Your luggage will be dropped off for you at your dorm. Your first stop will be a COVID test. New this year, if you are interested in getting vaccinated, we will have a vaccine. We will have vaccines available for those who are interested in getting vaccinated. Also new, breaking news is if we have a certain number of the community vaccinated, we might be able to lift our quarantine sooner. So instead of 10 days, which is what we're planning for right now, it would only be 5 days or maybe even less. Two, we might be able to go downtown to CVS. We might be able to open up our campus a little bit. So I strongly encourage you, if you haven't gotten your vaccine, you'll have that chance to get it when you arrive. If you want to get it before then make sure you go ahead and you get that because we're going to try and open up campus a little bit based on the number of vaccinations we see. Then while you're waiting for your COVID test to come back, it takes about 15 minutes. Look through your folder. New this year, again, we are going to try and make these little QR codes. I'm brand new at this, just learning how to do it. That will have little welcome videos from students who have graduated from the program, and they'll get to say hello and give you some information that will definitely be helpful for you during your first day. Once also in your folder, you'll have like your technology information, your password for the Wi-Fi. So make sure you hold on to that folder. Once you're cleared, you will get your room key, your t-shirt, and a campus map. Stay with your new friends. MS Squared students know that I always make sure that they go together to the dorms. This year we have MS Squared only dorms. So all the dorms that you go to will have MS Squared kids. So definitely you'll be traveling together. And so if you stay with your new friends, they will help you find your way to the dorm. That day, if you get there early enough, you have time to set up your room, do the online activities that will be in the folder. We're going to have a virtual check-in at 6 p.m. and then you will probably have a dorm meeting following that. And all of that will be in a schedule in your folder on the day you arrive. And I'm sorry, I'm not monitoring the chat. I see that there's 7 things. I'm hoping that Ms. Zimmer,
Yes.
you can jump in at any time.
Sure, I'll
I
answer
have a
too.
question.
Go ahead.
So no roommates this year?
Yes. So if you would like a roommate, please let Ms. Zimmer know. We're giving priority to the third years to get their roommate of choice.
Yeah, and I'll share a couple of things regarding the dorms and the roommates. When you all completed your enrollment forms, you did complete a housing survey. And so they are taking that into account for those of you who have said you do want a roommate or not. The additional privilege of a returning third year is you can also name who you want your roommate to be, and to the extent that we can accommodate that, we will. Sometimes it's not possible given the pairing of the big and the little, because we do like to have the big and little siblings live in the same dorm in the summer, but we do try our best. There also in the chat were some questions about the COVID testing. So even if you've already received your vaccinations, you will still be asked to produce a negative COVID vaccine prior to arrival. At least that's the current policy that we have, but continue to look for the emails we send out on our website if there are updates to that. And yes, you will also be tested then once you arrive on campus, even if you've been vaccinated.
And stay tuned for more information about that, because we will be sending out an email asking how many students have been vaccinated. It'll be a survey. And so if you have been vaccinated, you may not have to be part of the testing cohort. They will test you probably the first day, but as soon as we're out of quarantine, you will not have to be part of the testing cohort. So.
And we also have a question about vaccine cards and whether you'll need your vaccine card to prove you've been vaccinated.
I think it would be a good, I have a copy of my vaccine card on my cell phone, so I think that would be a good thing to do. Just take a picture of it, and that way you have it with you, and that'll be proof enough that you've been vaccinated.
And I would just add that I believe the Sykes Wellness Center is going to be updating the Medicat Health portal so that you can also provide proof of vaccination through the portal itself.
Awesome. Thank you. Great questions. So this is a sample quarantine schedule. It will not be exact. Like I said, we're praying that we have less days of quarantine. Usually the very first day we do an extended MS squared virtual morning meeting where you get to meet all the MS squared alums. We used to do this in Kemper Auditorium, and depending on the number of vaccinations, we might be able to do this on an outdoor tent. So we will keep you posted. But for now, it'll be virtual. You will meet, and this says an hour and a half, but there will not be an hour and a half. There will be an hour-long classes. For that first day, you will just meet your professors. You will meet all the other students in your class, do icebreakers, and they'll give you an overview of what the class will look like. So that's period 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll be doing some dorm bonding activity, which is all MS squared students. So whenever you see like MS squared building, it's also, dorm and MS squared, it's the same thing. Because like I said, it's only MS squared dorms this year. The first day you won't have proctored virtual study hours, but you can expect that while we're in quarantine, the study hall will be proctored. Okay. So after quarantine, we hope to have in-person classes, like I said, afternoon activities outside. We'll have some free time. Our meals will be in the tent. So for dining, what we're doing is that you will enter Paresky Commons, pick up your food, and go outside. You can sit on the grass. You can sit under a tent. You can go to back to your dorm room, but I don't recommend that. I recommend that you eat with your friends in your tent. There's giant tents, set up all across campus. There's about 8 tents set up across campus with tables and chairs that you can go and sit down and eat. And like I said, if the majority of students are vaccinated, things may change and we might be able to get off campus. But we will see. Right now, it's on campus weekend and fun activities. Important summer dates, cultural sharing will be Saturday, July 17th at 7 p.m. And so one of the tents has been converted for theater use. So it has a stage, it has lights, and we can have music. So it will be fun. So we'll be doing that and live streaming it on Saturday, July 17th. Our final exams will be on July 30th, Friday, July 30th, because this year graduation will be on Saturday, July 31st. So we're going to have graduation at 4 p.m., followed by our dinner and maybe a dance in the tent, hopefully under the tent. So that's what we're hoping for as far as our end of summer activities. And then departure is Sunday, August 1st. So that's, so no commitments on Sunday, just you have to get up on time to make sure you get on your bus to take you over to Logan Airport on that day. All righty, and those are,
Someone is asking, will there be international students on campus this summer?
I don't believe so. I think they are all going to be, so this summer for summer session, it will be there's an online summer portion like they had last year. So I don't believe there will be international students on campus.
And the other question was regarding a math assessment. So you all will be receiving an email from us the first week of June asking you to take a math assessment so we know what you've learned over the spring term. And then that will be reviewed by Mrs. Burgos and our assistant director, Mr. Amanfu, to determine what math classes you'll be placed in.
Awesome. All righty. So Ms. Zimmer, how are we going to work the breakout rooms?
Go ahead. I was going to say we have 5 breakout rooms. We were going to rename them, and I was going to share with you in the chat which groupings. I think they should be able to pick which room they want to jump into. So if you'll just bear with me, I'm going to cut and paste the 5 different rooms. The first room is the Northeast, and Susie Stedman and Mrs. HG will be your host there, along with the students from Boston, Hartford, Providence, Lawrence, and Lowell. So then the second breakout room is New York City with Jared Crooks, and I believe Donna Sanabro is here, but I'm not sure, but we have plenty of young alumni in the room to help us there as well. Those students who reside in Chicago, Cleveland, Memphis, and Louisville will join Malcolm Palmer and Miss Whitfield, Selena Whitfield, for the Midwest room. Then in the Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, we've combined, so students from Baltimore, Atlanta, Washington, D.C. area. You'll go join Mr. Schultz and Judy, Miss Davis Carroll. And then from the Southwest, if you live or go to school in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Mississippi, please go to the Southwest room with, oh, I lost you all. Miss Alonha, excuse me, Christina, and Lynn Harth Baldwin.
So I did rename all the breakout rooms. I think if I open them, you should be able to choose the correct one. Let me know if that works. We're going to be in breakout rooms for about 25 minutes because I only have my alums have another engagement at 3 o'clock, some of my alums, and then we'll come back to this main room. That way my alums can go if they need to go, and my advisory council members, and I will stay to answer questions at that time. Does that sound good? So Memphis, which room is for Memphis, Ms. Zimmer? Midwest. So if you're Northeast, Boston, Hartford, Providence, Lawrence, Lowell, you would be joining Susie Stedman and Miss HG. New York City, Jared Crooks and Donna Sanabria. Midwest is Chicago, Cleveland, Memphis, and Louisville. You'll be joining Malcolm Palmer and Selena Whitfield. Mid-Atlantic / Southeast is Atlanta, Baltimore, DC with Bill Schultz and Judy Davis Carroll. And what am I missing? Southwest is Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Mississippi with Miss Christina Halona and Lynn Harth Baldwin. And then the question about haircuts. So right now we're a closed campus. So if we're if we're vaccinated, like I said earlier, and we can open up campus, then you'll be allowed to go get your hair cut downtown. So let's see how we do with the vaccination numbers. But for right now, my answer would have to be no haircuts because we're a closed campus. Unless you can cut hair. Do we have coffee? Do we have coffee? I haven't been in the morning yet.
We haven't had coffee the days I've gone. I don't know what the plan is for this summer. Hopefully you'll bring it back.
We'll find out.
And just to answer someone answered it in the chat. There are usually every day during lunch a salad option. All the entrees come with a side of vegetables, and there's always bananas, apples, oranges that you can grab to go. So there's plenty of fresh fruit and veggies.
And there's always a vegetarian option as well. So we have hands up. Ryan?
With the haircut situation, I just wanted to say, like, overall, once again, since you guys are in an MS squared dorm, you guys will be able to bond. So you'll be able to find at least one person that is talented enough to do your hair. Had to do that my 2 years there. I'm pretty sure you guys will find someone that can help you.
Thank you.
Yeah, to go off like what Ryan was saying about the haircut, it's like it was pretty funny because it's like I was just thinking about that, and I feel like if you look at photos for me at the beginning of my second year, like everyone comes with like a really nice haircut. Like right at graduation, it's just really long now and like no haircut. So it's like a lot of people really don't get a haircut. Like sometimes they're a bit too expensive depending on the place you go to downtown Andover. So that was one of the reasons why I just didn't get a haircut. But yeah, like I feel like a lot of people just really, we just don't care. We're all family. Like who cares how your hair looks? But like what Ryan said too is like a lot of people definitely are amazing people who could style your hair in a nice way. And but yeah, like honestly, it really just depends how like you are and like how you feel. But you guys should be fine with the hair. Yeah.
Thank you, JC. All right, other questions? Dress code. So there's no dress code. Most kids wear a t-shirt and shorts or jeans. Like I said, the AC is cold. So if you leave your dorm like with a short t-shirt, you're gonna be freezing. So think about that. You will, but most kids wear a t-shirt and jeans or t-shirt and shorts, dress in layers, definitely, because then when you go out to afternoon activities, you will probably want to be in something a little less.
Will we have to have fans in dorms?
So your fan, when you get here, your fan will already be in your dorm room. You don't have to go to Cooley House to pick up your fan. So it'll already be in your dorm room along with.
Is it the same kind of fence that we had like our first, or is it those small ones?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't seen them.
It's a double. Well, it depends on your dormitory and the size of your windows. So they are those like kind of thin double fan window fans that they've put in vertically. And I did also want to say, because I'm from Texas and I'm used to heat, but dry heat, and it does get very humid over the summer. So it always just felt hotter to me, even though the temperature really wasn't hotter than the Texas 90-degree weather. But the humidity always got to me. So come prepared.
I just have to say you guys are all very spoiled, because when I was in MS Squared, we had to bring our own fan. There was no air conditioning. Karina can also confirm this. We had to go to GW, which is where you pick your mail, to get air conditioning. So y'all are spoiled. You guys are having a great time no matter what. I was telling my Southwest group, you guys are gonna come to the campus shy and trying to meet people, and then the last day you'll be crying because you don't want to leave. So you'll have an amazing time.
Will we be able to hang out at GW this year?
After quarantine, we should be able to hang out in G-Dubs. again, we'll see how the vaccination is. We're going to be like mostly outside and outdoor tents, but if the vaccination numbers are high enough, then we'll be able to hang out inside as well. Yes, Kaja, that's true. You had to like go get your fan in a different building from where registration was, and then you had to lug it all the way back to your dorm. So you guys are definitely spoiled because they're going to be in your dorm room this year. So
Excuse me, I have a quick question, if
Yeah.
you don't mind. I just wanted to ask, even if you get the vaccine, do you still have to do the COVID test 5 days before the kids come?
So right now they're saying to please upload the COVID test, but be on the lookout for emails because we're constantly talking to our medical director,
okay.
and that might change.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, guys. Well, it's past 3 o'clock, so I am going to officially say goodbye, but I'm going to stay. Ms. Zimmer is going to stay if you have any questions. Thank you so much to all of you that joined us today, alums and advisory council members. I'm so thankful for your time, and my students and my class of 2020. I'm so happy to always see you, and I'm so excited to be welcoming you in person back on campus this summer. So have a great day, but please, if you have questions, stay on because I'm going to be here to answer any of those questions for you.
I got a question I want to ask. Did they ask about the COVID if you don't get the COVID shot?
The COVID, so you right now you still have to upload your test, but to stay tuned is what I said, because we're in communications with our medical director, and that might change. If you have your vaccine, you might not have to bring the COVID test.